All right, in this video, all we're going to do is install WordPress. And WordPress is pretty easy to install. There's just a few steps to it. So just go to wordpress.org, and then you want to download WordPress. And you're just going to download the most recent version in zip format and save it to your computer. All right, now let's go in there, and we're going to unzip it. Okay, so just right-click on it, and then you can use Extract All in Windows or any software that you like to use, and unzip it. Okay, now that it's unzipped, we're going to want to upload it to our server. So you're going to need an FTP client, and I like to use FileZilla, which is free. You can download that if you don't already have one you like to use. So let's open that up. Okay, so in FileZilla, on the left side, you have your local computer, and you just navigate to the files where you want to upload. So that's this WordPress, and then inside there, there's another WordPress directory, and then these are your files. On the right side, this is your server. And to get to it, you need to sign in to your hosting account. So your domain name up here, username, and password will get you in there. And then you can add that to the site manager. And then you can have it available anytime you want and just go into the site manager to log in. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and log in. All right, so now I'm just going to create a folder to put this in, but you can put it in your root directory. And when you go to your domain name, it would just come up. Otherwise, you got to type in your domain name / and whatever directory you put it in. Okay, so I'm going to create a directory, and I'm going to call it pregnancy weight loss because that's what I'm going to target. And this works with anything, so you can just pick the niche that you want to promote and use that. So let's go into that one. Then what you want to do is just select all of these, then right-click and upload. Now while that's uploading, we need to go log into our server, into the cPanel or whatever control panel you use on your server, and set up a database. So let's go do that. Okay, so what you want to do is roll down to where your SQL database section is, and I'm going to use a database wizard to set up a database for this particular site. So first, the database name, I'm just going to call this WL for weight loss, but just call it whatever you want to call it. Next. Now we need to create a username and password to use with this database. So I'll just call it the same thing here for the database name. And then for the password, we want to use the password generator to give us a really secure password. So I'll copy that, check this mark saying that we've copied it somewhere, and use the password. At this point, I like to open up a notepad session and paste stuff in there. The password first, so let's do that. All right, and then back to our setup here. So now we're going to click Create User. And then at this point, we're going to want to give it all permissions or all privileges. And then click Next Step. And the database is created. So what we're going to do is we're just going to copy this line because it has all the information we need in it. And we're going to put that in our notepad. Let's paste it up here. And then we have all our information together when we are ready to do the install. Now, the next thing we're going to need is the host name for the database. So let's go get that now. Okay, so back to your database section. And what you want to do is go to phpMyAdmin. Okay, and then if you look up here, you see the server. And in my case, it says localhost. Localhost is the default. So if it says something else other than localhost here, you need to take note of it. Otherwise, you don't have to worry about it. Okay, so take note of what that is. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go and run the install. And to do that, all we have to do is go to the domain name where we installed it and bring it up. However, before we do that, we better make sure that everything is uploaded properly. Okay, so you see it's uploaded and everything uploaded properly. So let's go and bring up our install here. All right, so I just went to the location where I uploaded all my files, which is my domain name / pregnancy - weight - loss. Okay, so you just pick your language and then your database information. We already have gone and got all of this. Click Let's Go. And now we take our notepad and we paste everything in here. Okay, so our database name and username in this case are the same. So this is the username on this side and this is the database name over here, and they are the same. So just copy that, and I'm going to copy it into database name and username. Now, password. Copy that in. Okay, now remember what I said about the database host name, localhost, so I don't have to change that, but if yours is different, you do need to change it. Okay, and here, this is your table prefix. You're allowed to have multiple installs of WordPress on a single database, and this is how you differentiate them. You can leave it as it is or change it. I'm just going to change it to PWL, pregnancy weight loss. Okay, and then submit. And run the install. Okay, here we give it a name, your username here, password, your email address, and then you can click install WordPress. Okay, you get to here, it says success, so we click login, and we log in with what we just set up, and WordPress is now installed. So in the next video, we're going to get things set up.